When it comes to those relationships, they're very easy to maintain, they're very easy to have, as long as y'all both are on the same page. Hey, another topic, Kenn Morgan Xperience, about what y'all know and love, relationships. I'm gonna give you my opinion. Me and ladies at the bar, stay tuned, you might actually like it. I was at a bar, my homie was the DJ, he was killing it on the ones and twos, So we're out at the bar, he's doing his thing. I came with one of my coworkers, we're sitting there, we're sitting there campaigning, posing to be chosen, and we're talking to ladies and whatnot, but the vibe is so off, yo. It's like nobody knows how to talk to anybody anymore, I sit there like, hey, you want to dance? Danced a couple times, it was cool, but like the women, there's no substance. Now, it might just because they want to be out, unwind, have a good time, whatever. But it's not beneficial anymore, Like me, I like to go out and I like to be on the street. I like the cold approach. I be like, hey, how you doing? I'm Ken. Like, oh, what are you doing over here? Talk about what's going on in the environment so I can get a rapport with the women, so I can get the number and slide on a date. I like that, cold approaching. Now, when you're in the bar, it's loud, which is cool, but it's like nowadays, these women think that they deserve something from you. Like, just because I have a pussy, you owe me something. I was like, well, I have a dick. Do you owe me something? And that's the way it's been with a couple of times I've been out, Like, I'm sitting there, I'm talking, I'm, rapping, I'm campaigning like I do. But when it comes to like a lot of these women, they seem to think that they're more important than they are. I see women who are like 6s and 5s acting like they 9s and 10s. I mean, like they dimes, The problem is like a lot of dudes have made women think this. Before, you used to only like campaign with the 8s, 9s, and the 10s. Now these cats are like campaigning to the 4, 5s, and 6s and whatnot, and the 4, 5s, and 6s acting like they got it going on, And I'm like, no, you're a 6. You're a 6. You're average. Nothing wrong with being a 6, but you're average. But you want this dude that's like a mythological creature. When it comes to that, when it comes to dating, it's like the bar thing. I like going out to bars, but I don't really take stock in them because I get more women on a cold approach than just walking down the street. That's what I like to do. I used to be on apps. I used to be on these apps like kind of heavy actually, because this is how people are meeting each other. I met a couple of nice young ladies, but the app is cool, but you still gotta meet the woman. You still gotta talk to the woman, A lot of cats can't talk to women, If you're on the app, like when I'm on the app, I'm like, hey, here's my number. If you want to get together, get a couple of drinks, hit me up. I don't sit there and have long, drawn out threads and vines on because there's no emotion in a text, There's no, when you're with me, you see my inference, you see how I move, how, I react to certain things you say. That's how it's supposed to be. Apps, I'm not a fan. I haven't been on an app in forever, because it's more like attention whoring women. That's what apps are for. Women can go in there and be like, oh, look at all the matches I got. Yeah, and there'd be a bunch of dudes on the apps just pumping up their heads like, oh, girl, you so fine. Let me hit like twice on that picture. Like, no. And then their heads gets big, and then they go out in the world with their big head, and then you try to say, hey, how you doing? It's like, oh, well, Like, I'm not a fan of the apps. I know they have their purpose. My homie, he met his fiance on an app. Yeah, man, it works. But either way, y'all two have to be going in the same direction. If you don't have the same things. Like, if I want ass tonight, but you want to get married in a couple years, I'm not the dude you're supposed to be fucking with. Or if I want kids and a wife, and you want to be up in my pockets, you're not the woman I'm supposed to be fucking with. You have to understand, a lot of women, a lot of men, they say what they want you to hear, that's what you want to hear, but then once you mess with them for a couple of weeks, you realize, okay, that person isn't who they really are, because everybody sends out the representative first and actually lie to you. If you were real about it, if it's like, oh, you want to go out, you want to boom. But when it comes to dating apps, they're just for women, the heads to get blown up, because more women are on these apps because they feel that, it's fun for them. I saw something on YouTube. The chick was like, look at all these dudes, they still matching with me, And she's like, I'm not taking any of these dudes seriously. It's just for, to get my head blown up. If I have a bad day, let me go on this dating app. Oh, look how good. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, how you doing, sunshine? Oh, good morning, beautiful. Stop. Yeah, when it comes to polygamy and everything, it can work as long as people are in the right minds. But when it comes to stuff like that, it has to be a mature thing, because a lot of times people go into it for the wrong reason. They go into it because they're trying to get something out of this person that they couldn't have in this person. You know, it's like, hey, this is my girlfriend. We bring another person into a relationship instead of, hey, I'm just enjoying you, you're enjoying me. It's, I want her in here because I'm not getting something from you. And that's not the way it goes, because that's the first thing a woman thinks. She's gonna be like, oh, you want to do this because you're not getting something from me and you're not telling me. Nah, man, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Now, if you want to have a polyamorous relationship, I've had them. They're fun. You know, it's just that you have to understand that you have to be the mature one. The guy has to be the one that's in charge. Be like, hey, let her know. If she's like your significant other, let her know. Be like, baby, I'm not bringing shorty in here because I want something from her. That's not. No. I just want to have some fun. We get ours in and we get her the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? And then we do it again next month with another chick. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing wrong with that. It's different with a dude. A dude can do that, but when a woman has multiple guys, no. A woman cannot have multiple guys. Oh, but we're all equal. No, we're not equal. Men can compartmentalize. Women, everything is emotional. They share energy. You know what I mean? And every time you have sex with a man, he takes some of your energy. You know what I mean? You have to understand that if you believe in stuff like that. I do. But he takes some of your energy. That's why all these women are hollow inside. You know what I mean? Because they've been giving it up for however many years, you know what I mean, to a bunch of different dudes riding the kids out carousel, and now all of a sudden they want to be in a relationship, but they don't have anything. They don't have anything else to give, you know what I mean? Because they done gave it away so much. Pussy stock plummeted, you know what I mean? It's crazy. When it comes to those relationships, they're very easy to maintain, they're very easy to have, as long as y'all both are on the same page. The reason why relationships are bad today is because men, they're not equal, okay? When it comes to marriages, men always feel like we're losing something when we get married, you know? That's why a lot of dudes want prenups and whatnot. There was a young lady on thing, you might know her name is Tira Mari. She was with her husband for 20 years and she just divorced him out of the blue. She said that our marriage was like when you take a course in school, you know? We took a course, we had our test, and we graduated. How do you graduate from a marriage? You're supposed to grow together, you know? This is about that relationship thing, you know? When a man sits there and says, I want to marry you, he means I want to marry you and be with you forever. You know what I mean? Now, if a man sits there and sees that, oh, you're not on the same plane, he gets disillusioned, you know? Because he wants to sit there and say, hey, I got a rider. You know, I'm married to you. I have papers on you. I sat there and stood up with a bunch of ugly ass relatives that I don't even like in front of God to tell you I love you and I'm gonna protect you for the rest of my life. And this is how you pay him? A young lady said she divorced her husband because he wouldn't go ice skating. She said it in her own words. She said he was a great provider. He looked out for us financially. He was looking out. He always saved. He was frugal. He was like, no, I don't want to do that because you're going to get hurt. You know what I mean? And she rewarded him with divorcing him because he didn't want to go ice skating. Ice skating. Because he said, I don't want you to get hurt, meaning I don't want a medical bill. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? But she divorced him. She rewarded him by divorcing him. You know, it doesn't taste right to us. So if you want more men to consider you for marriage, you're gonna have to change the way you think when it comes to marriage. Because all we see is 78 to 80% of divorces are initiated by the female. And that is a bad statistic. Because when a man hears that, and no fault divorces, she's taking 51% of your stuff, a guy is like, yo, what? Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to sit there and go through a relationship? But then women are mad because dudes don't want to get married. But it's not appetizing to us. So it's those cycles that you have to break. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. 51% of my stuff? 51% of my dog Hennessy? No, it's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. But if you want to last longer in bed, if you want to, start thinking about baseball. So that you don't have to finish fast. Start thinking about baseball. Do more calisthenics. Run more. Cardio. You know what I'm saying? There are ways that you can last longer. You know, it's very simple, but a lot of people don't want to listen to advice because that's a very intense topic. You know, I'm talking about like in the healthcare wise, you know, if you say, hey, I'm finishing, then it seems like there's something wrong with you and there's nothing wrong with you. You know, she just might be that bad. You know, that's a compliment to, you know what I mean? I tell women, it's a compliment, you know, you were banging. So, you know, but there are ways you can do different calisthenics. You can do different exercises. You can do cardio, get your heart rate up. You know what I mean? If you can't run a mile, then there might be a problem. Hey, the Kenn Morgan Xperience, that was about love and relationships. I know that's a favorite topic of yours. I get a lot of emails, I got a lot of comments. Hey, you keep talking about relationships, you know? And I want y'all to know is you're supposed to have happy, healthy relationships because it's always easy, you know? If it's not easy, please throw a comment in the comment section. Let me know how isn't it easy. Like, subscribe. Hey, You know, I appreciate you all the time.